taxidermy critters are just some of the things they like. They also enjoy 80s hair bands, Grizzly Adams and John Goodman, so if you think that's weird, then you can take a hike. But the things they enjoy the most are making art and cracking jokes, so without further ado, here are your hosts. You've got your two artsy gals, here are your two artsy gals.
Hey there, listeners. I hope you're having an awesome day. It's Katie here. Before we get started talking about triptychs, just wanted to remind you all that Two Artsy Gals is a listener-supported podcast. And we love bringing you the show, and we hope you love the show. And if you do, you can support us in a few ways, which we always need. You can donate money to us. That allows us to buy equipment that we need or buy supplies we need to try out some cool things for you guys. It also allows us to keep up our various subscriptions to the sites, hosting sites that we use, and some of the software that we use we have to renew sometimes. So yeah, it helps us out because otherwise we're doing this for free and paying out of our pocket for it. And that's kind of a drag. Anyway, you can donate money to us through our website, twoartsygals.com. There's a PayPal donate button on there. You can click that and you can set it up to do a one-time donation, or you can set it up to do a small monthly donation. Whatever works for you. And it doesn't matter. We appreciate any amount. You can also buy us a little present off of our Amazon wish list. And that I try to keep stocked up with things that we would like to talk to you about. So if you scroll through that list, which you can also access through twoartsygals.com by clicking the Amazon wishlist button, and you say, hey, I would like to hear them talk about that, you can buy it for us. Oh my God, my dog even barks when I'm recording the intros and Lonnie's not even here. Let's see. You can also support us if you don't have any money and you don't want us, or you don't want to support us monetarily. Sharing about the podcast and spreading the word is really important, and it helps us get more listeners, and we love that. So tell everybody about us. Share us on your social medias, and we are on all of them. We're on Facebook. Facebook is where we're the most active. I post silly stuff there throughout the week. We post links to all of our newest episodes and blog posts, and it's generally a fun place to be. So you can do that there. We're also on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we have a Pinterest account so that we can have cool Pinterest boards full of all the fun research and inspiration that we find for you guys when we are doing research for the shows. We are Two Artsy Gals on all of those, so it's really easy to find us. You can subscribe to the podcast through iTunes and through Stitcher and Google Play, and you can use the Podomatic podcast app, where you can listen to not only Two Artsy Gals, but lots of other Podomatic podcasters. When you listen to us on all those places, please give us some stars and leave us some feedback, because even if you say we suck, we still get bumped up when people are searching for us. If the more feedback we have, the closer we are to the top of the search. So do that, because it's all a popularity contest, yo. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? I feel like, we like hearing from you guys. Tell us what you want us to talk about. We love to hear from you guys. So if you have ideas for the show, if you have questions for the show or comments about the show, you can email us at twoartsygals@gmail.com. And if you would prefer to leave us a message on our voicemail, we also love that. We would love you to leave us a voicemail so we can play it on the show. You can do that by calling 503-395-7190. Please do that. So anyway, on with the show today. I hope you enjoy it. Hey everybody, this is Katie.
And this is Lonnie.
And you're listening to Two Artsy Gals. Yay!
Yahoo! I don't know.
You're listening to Katie fiddle with her fucking microphone stand again.
Fiddling and diddling.
I don't know. We'll get used to these eventually, I think, but I can't stop fiddling. Cool. I have noticed, though, that since we use a folding table, that when we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the table moves and it makes them. We get a little bit more background noise from like the uneven things, but oh well.
So
No one's complained about it so far.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Don't complain, guys. Jeez. Jeez. Oh my gosh, Lonnie, I hate it when we go so long without seeing each other.
I know, it's so weird.
It sounds
I feel like...
super dumb that we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks and we're like gushing about,
I know.
Oh my god, it's been so long.
It occurred to me yesterday. I was like, I get to see Katie tomorrow.
I know, I was feeling, actually, I was so crabby all day yesterday. And I kept catching myself going, like I was very aware of my mood. Like I would say things in my head like, what the fuck is wrong with that person? I would just be like, and then I would be like, oh, whoa, why are you so crabby? Like I was irritated with my husband as soon as we got out of bed. I was irritable with our water aerobics instructor, which now coming to think of it, I was actually, because we do 2 classes on Wednesday. I do 2 classes. Kurt does 1 and then he has to go to work. But so our first morning lady instructor, I don't know why I was so fucking grumpy about her. I was like, everything she did pissed me off. And then my Lyft driver irritated me. Everything fucking irritated me. And I realized I was in a bad mood. Probably because I've been in so much pain the last few days because of my heel thing. And then my cat wasn't feeling well yesterday. And so I was super stressed out. And anyway, long story longer because I'm rambling. I was sitting there and you texted me and I was like, oh yeah, I get to see Lonnie tomorrow, and it made my crabby mood go away because I was so grumpy.
No, yeah, I get it.
Like
I know.
hated everything and everybody, and I don't get in grumpy moods that often. Not like that.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too, but I used to be very common for me. Just be like, fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I would
Cranky.
never imagine that about you.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I don't know. I think people think that I'm crankier than I am because I make snarky comments, but they're not ever mean comments. But like this one lady,
you're
added
salty.
me. I'm salty.
Yeah.
This one lady added me to a group that was, I don't even remember what it was for. It was her personal group where she could. Actually, I think it was kind of an asshole move because I hate that Facebook does not allow you to.
Like
it
you
shouldn't
just
allow you to just add someone to a group without.
Groups.
Yeah, it should say, "Hey, this person added you to this group. Are you cool with it?"
Yeah,
because it doesn't
or would
do
you
that.
Like to join?
Yeah,
like give you a yes or no.
Yeah,
yes.
So she added me to this group, and she's like, "Hey, this is a group where we can. It's a sounding board because she was having a really tough time in her life." I was like, "Okay, I'll play along," and so we all entered. I guess really my feeling was what it ended up being is like she gathered the people that she likes to listen to the most and put them in a group for her own support. Which was kind of weird. And so she introduced all of us and she wrote these little things and she wrote all these lovely flowery things about other people that were in the group. And then about me, she goes, "This is Katie. She does this and she does that. And when she's not bitching on Facebook, she does this and that." And I was like, I don't fucking bitch on Facebook. Do you think I bitch on Facebook?
No, you tell it like it is. I mean, you might say like, I'm sick of politics or
yeah,
whatever.
But I don't feel like I'm
But that's not
bitching.
You're just like stating.
And I also feel like
fact
I'm
of
always trying to be like the thing I posted the other day. I'm like, we can get through this, you guys. We can do it. Like, so I left the group. But I think that people sometimes think that the things that I forget on Facebook, you cannot read tone, and people that don't know me they can't hear me going, "Really, you guys, blah, blah, blah," like being sarcastic.
Yeah.
They just think that I'm like over here ranting, going, "Really, you guys suck."
Yeah.
When I'm not. So.
How funny that
I don't
she.
know. I was offended. I was like,
did
and
she notice? Like, did she message
I don't know
you
because
and be
she hasn't really said any. I actually am kind of worried about her because she hasn't said anything on Facebook in a long time.
She's saving it for the group.
And I feel bad for her, and I feel bad for the things that were happening in her life. But I was like, whoa. Sorry, man. I'm not going to be a part of your group now if you think that about me. And you know what? I'm probably reading into it too. Like, I'm sure she probably
She was joking
She was
or,
like, when
like,
Katie's not bitching.
ha,
Like, I don't think
yeah.
that she meant
Yeah.
to be like, why would she invite me to a group if
And
she
then
thought
call you
that I
out
was,
like
yeah.
that.
So,
Like, wow.
but in the same token, I was like,
Thanks.
that was kind of fucking rude. So, suck a bag of dicks was my thing. Lenny, what have you done since the last time I saw you? What have you been up to?
Oh.
You guys did KimuraCon. Did that go good? I saw the pictures were awesome.
Yeah, my kid had a great
We posted
time.
pictures from the the Halloween episode.
Yeah, Colin had so much fun, and she met a person in a furry costume, and now she's obsessed and wants her own
Oh, fuck.
furry
Good luck
costume.
sewing that shit. That's all
Luckily,
I gotta
she
say.
found someone that makes them.
Oh, good.
And so she's worked out a deal. She's doing all this like collaborating.
Collaborating.
Gosh,
Yeah.
my English. Pardon my English, but yeah. So my kid is like on cloud 9 right now, because those are her people. The
That's
KimuraCon,
funny.
and I loved it. Like, just waiting in line to get my kids signed up. You can just overhear these completely nerdy conversations, and I just love like the people that are so into what they're into, you know, and so
That's why
excited
I like
about it.
Comic-Con
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I get
and
really
it just
like, these all my people.
yeah, it just I'm like I
they're
love
just
you
like
guys. Like you're
unapologetic about their love
Yeah.
of things, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how I am about everything that I like. That's why people have called me a spaz my whole life. So when you're in that kind of environment,
You just get to be yourself.
even if you're
and
not into what they're specifically into, the fact that they're so into it
yes,
feels awesome.
It
You feel
does.
like you could be so into what you're into,
Mhm.
and no one's gonna be like,
What's
"Simmer
your
down,
deal?
You're
Or-
weird."
Yeah, yeah, totally. Like we're standing there in line,
We
and
are
this,
joyful people. Fuck
yeah,
off.
this guy walks up next to us in the next line, and he's got a mini skirt and like knee-high socks and it was like a little sailor girl outfit,
Like the Sailor Moon thing, or
kind of, yeah, and this long blue wig, and he looked so cute. And I asked Colin, I was like, "Is that Sailor Moon?" And she's like, "No, Mom, stop it!" Like, because I
no,
kept,
because you're not allowed to ask questions.
yeah, I
'cause
was wanting to know what everyone's costume
You're an
was,
embarrassing
and yeah, and
mom.
Colin was just like, "No, Mom, just shut up." I was like,
So what did you do?
I
Just kind of skulk back all day long?
"Well, I just dropped her off there, and then yeah,
Awesome.
and then Scott and I had the weekend together." So yeah, I dropped her off in the morning and picked her up in the evening, and
That's awesome.
yeah, so she had independent time, and yeah, it's cool. It felt good to be able to do that.
Yeah, and those kind of like, they always feel so safe. Like,
Yeah.
that's a safe environment. People are really
Oh, yeah,
respectful
those-
and kind and supportive.
They had a whole
of each
booth on
other.
like etiquette, you know,
Yes.
and like
That's a big thing now, actually, and I've
consent,
noticed.
and like
That's
just because
good.
someone's in this cute little
doesn't mean
costume,
you can touchy touch.
exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're very conscious of that, and I thought that was. I think
No,
that's really
you know,
cool.
that's a big thing now because I think more specifically probably with Comic-Con, just because KimuraCon's a little bit more obscure, although you said it's much larger.
yeah, it's getting
this
huge.
year.
Yeah.
So this convention culture has kind of become a thing that is kind of more pop culture now.
yeah,
like,
yeah, it's getting
People,
popular.
whereas like we were like, we're going to Comic-Con years ago, and people were like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I honestly think the Big Bang Theory, the TV show Big Bang Theory, is partly responsible for the fact that all of this is,
and maybe Hot Topic.
yeah, a hot topic, more widely accepted. But
Yeah.
since it's become more and more popular, I feel like that has like regular people who aren't necessarily, they're spectators,
Mm-hmm.
and they definitely feel like it's like, my husband and I used to go to a lot of fetish balls.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah, and so
that
it's
was a
like
90s thing, huh?
fetish balls versus Halloween. When you go into a fetish ball and you're dressed really super tardy and like you've got your corset on, I have never been to a place where people ask permission for things more. Like, people at fetish balls are very respectful and aware of the fact that just because you're there in a corset and a thong or whatever you're wearing
Doesn't mean
that
grope.
you are there for
Yeah.
people to touch.
Yeah.
People always ask permission. And if you don't ask permission, I've seen people get, like, a guy got kicked out one year when we were there. Where's my, there they are. I feel like I have a slow leak on my nose all of a sudden. One guy had a little whip, and he just walked around slapping asses without permission all night long. And someone finally came and got him. It wasn't too awfully long, and kicked him out. So you have that safe environment versus when you go out on the town on Halloween at bars and you're drinking and you're dressed in a, because let's face it, Halloween is kind of an opportunity to be sexy in public, and I do the same thing. You run into a lot of people who do touch you with no permission. It's a little bit scarier.
Or they just get creepy and think that that's okay. Yeah.
So I like that as soon as this started becoming an issue in the convention circuit, they have immediately jumped on it.
Yeah.
And started addressing it. And I think it's great that they have that booth there, especially because the conventions are a lot of minors and younger people are there. And because it's their thing.
Yeah.
It's where they can be safe.
Yeah.
And it's where they can go do crazy costumes and
they had a rave. It's so cute. Yeah, just so cute.
So
yeah.
I'm glad that Colin has that.
I feel good about dropping my kid off at KomoriCon because you know that there's.
Well, they're there with friends and all that.
Yeah. It was cool.
I did not do anything that cool. I was sick
Aww.
all week. We missed Halloween.
That is a drag.
Kurt caught the cold. Then I caught the cold. And then it was just like, and like we were saying, it's been this weird cold where I haven't exactly had a runny nose, but my sinuses feel a little bit stuffy. I haven't exactly had a cough. My throat is just raw, like it was on fire.
Mine has been super dry.
And dry. And I feel like my voice is still a little bit weird. And then I've been running out of breath. Like I get out of breath super easily. And I'm just fucking no energy. So I didn't finish any costumes. The pile of purple fabric still on my sewing table.
Aww.
Unfinished. And we didn't go out. We got a last minute invitation to a party that I really wanted to go to, but I just...
Yeah.
So, we have 2 Comic-Cons that we're going to go to this year coming up, so I'll channel my costuming energies into those.
Awesome.
And of course, I will share pictures here.
Yes.
Of our crazy costumes, because I love doing that. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. I always run through, I'm always have this little conversation going on in the back of my head.
How to segue.
How can I segue this? Because I love our preamble that we do. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
But I have noticed they're getting longer and longer.
That was a long one. But see, it's because we skipped a week. So
it is.
Yeah. Sorry.
You guys can always tell
We're
when it's been a while because then we jibber jabber. But we're talking about triptychs today.
That's trippy, dude.
Trippy.
Tripping.
You're a dork, Lonnie.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what triptychs are, I'm going to give you... actually, there's a really great article about triptychs on Wise Geek. I love their articles.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to post a link to it. But I'm just going to read you directly what came from Merriam-Webster's dictionary because they have a very rich history. A painted or carved triptych typically has 3 hinged panels. The outer panels can be folded in towards the central one. A literary or musical triptych generally consists of 3 closely related or contrasting themes or parts. So they don't actually have to be
connected.
Well, and it doesn't actually have to be physical visual art. It can be writing or theatrical. Okay. I wasn't aware of that. So triptych derives from the Greek triptychos, having 3 folds. So it was originally described as this specific type of Roman writing tablet, but then over the centuries has been broken into this thing that we now see and you will recognize triptychs from like motels or office buildings or doctor's offices. That's where you see them a lot, especially I feel like in the 80s, those fucking ugly ass pastel
like
abstract pieces that are up there. But so the definition of triptych is a picture such as a painting that has 3 panels next to each other. Tri being 3. So yes, if I think the only qualifying factor for this is that there are 3. I think you can get, we're going to talk more about being more creative with it. I just stumbled over my words with that so badly, but
it made sense to me.
That's what it is. You've seen them all before.
The one that keeps popping into my head is a giraffe, where it's like legs, neck, head. You know,
yeah, let's talk about that now, because so
different canvases.
Typically, and the way they describe it is, when you see them, they're often displayed in a horizontal line on the wall. So you have 1, 2, 3. However, that does not have to be, because like Lonnie is saying, when you see the ones that are giraffes, they're in a line vertically. But you can also display them like, you know, at like climbing up an angle, or you can have 2 above or 2 below. I keep thinking of the one when you walk through my door, that piece of artwork that I did that's by the door to the basement has 1 large square and 2 smaller squares above it that make like, so it doesn't, and I'll post a picture of that because now I mentioned it. It doesn't have to be like a horizontal line. You can get creative,
and
with
it doesn't
that.
have to have hinges and fold in on itself.
No, it does not have to have hinges and fold in on itself. The thing that I think about when I read that was that my grandma Bradley, when we were little kids, used to put our school pictures every year. She would just keep them all in the frame, and she would put the new one in front. And they were hinged because there were 3 in my family. There were my 2 brothers and I. And then I had one set of cousins that were our age that had 2 kids, and then another set that had 3. So she had each of our pictures in those hinged frames. And so ours were technically triptychs because they were set out like that. Triptych it can happen in several ways. So traditionally you see like the giraffe. It's a painting done in 3 pieces to, when viewed together, it adds up to one large piece. Yeah. Or it can be 3 different related paintings. It doesn't have to be one image chopped up into 3 different.
So like a banana, an orange, and an apple.
Yes.
Or something. I don't know.
They, you know, as long as I think they have like the matching backgrounds and they go together, they're meant to be together, and they're displayed in 3, that can be a triptych. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about why are they so popular? Because really, in I
see them all over Pinterest,
pull
right?
people away from like
do you
this
see them
whole.
All over Pinterest
I do,
yeah.
And we have a huge Pinterest board this week with triptych stuff, but I have a hard time breaking away from the whole weird 80s wall art, like the cheesy generic wall art. When I think of triptych, what I see in my head when I think of the word triptych, when I close my eyes, is like those ugly, the pastel colored abstract art pieces that were in your doctor's office. You know the fucking colors we talk about. We always hate on them, like the mauve, that blue that you want to punch in the face, and the seafoam green, like those weird 80s colors. Or I think of like those weird posters from the 80s of like the women with the black slicked back hair and the bright makeup. They're like graphic drawings. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
It seems like they just use them to take up more wall space.
Well, and that's part of why they're so popular, because you get more bang for your buck. Yeah. It's less expensive to make 3 smaller paintings than it is to make one giant painting. It's less expensive for artists and supplies. It's less expensive than, therefore, to purchase, because it's also less expensive to transport and ship. It's super hard to transport one great big long painting as opposed to 3 smaller ones that can be wrapped and stacked and shipped more efficiently then and then unwrapped and hung on the wall to take up this big piece of space.
Yeah.
So that's why they're so popular in design. And I think that's why they're so popular in design in buildings like motels and hospitals and offices, because it's less expensive. And designers like to use them because it takes up space. And it is kind of, you know, like when you have a big naked wall in your house and you want something on it.
Yeah.
And then you look at the price of like large prints or large paintings and you're like, fuck, I can't afford that shit. Or you look at the price of a huge canvas if you want to do it yourself and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
So it's more economical. And I think that's why they are so popular now. Sometimes I don't look at a thing and think, oh, a triptych.
Yeah.
Like, I don't realize that I'm looking at a triptych. It's only when I hear the word triptych that I think, oh my God, those cheesy things. So, I want to talk about why they're so fucking versatile. First, you know, where they really originated, and this is another thing that sticks in my head too, is you will find a lot of religious art, historical religious art, stained glass. Famous stained glass pieces are often done in triptych because, you know, why only have Jesus when you can get the fucking Father, Son, and Holy Ghost up in that shit? Like, but they're beautiful though. They are. That's the thing about old religious art, like especially like, you know, Middle Ages, and I mean it is gorgeous. You can't deny it's.
Some of it's so creepy though.
Oh my God, dude! Some of it is scary.
The Portland Art Museum. This woman's holding this lamb, and its face.
It looks like an evil lamb.
Human-ish.
It looks like a human lamb.
Yeah,
and it is upsetting.
Yeah, so some of that.
No, that is a fucking freaky one.
Yeah,
it is. Well, and I was looking through like. So generally when I'm doing research, I research and I pin stuff to the Pinterest board. And then I go to Pinterest and I look for more stuff on Pinterest. And I was specifically looking for religious themed triptychs so that we would have examples of that on there. I don't even know what the fuck it was. I scrolled away from it because it was from a religious text or something, but there was like this dude. I don't know what kind of a dude he was, who he was, but he had this book in his hand, and then there was like a set of eyes, not just eyeballs, but like the skin around the eyes with the eyelids, like sitting on top of the book that he was holding, and they were like dead eyes. They were weird. It was a very. I was like, "What is this? Like this symbolism
like the
shit?"
Eyes of
like,
God or
I
something?
don't fucking know. They're watching you, man, and you don't want those eyes watching you. Like
No,
they're fucking terrifying. It was weird. It was fucking weird.
Yeah,
it made me feel all like. Ugh. I had to take a break because I felt like they were watching me. It was very strange. Actually, so here's the cool thing about triptychs. It can be anything. Any medium.
Ooh, I've seen them as a bridge too, like a painting of a bridge.
Yes.
Triptych.
Ooh, especially because, man.
Like St. John's Bridge.
I don't know
something.
if you. Oh, that's my favorite bridge. I love that bridge. But we have a lot of bridges in town. So there's a lot of bridge art around.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I swear I've seen bridge triptychs.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I think that there's one of the Hawthorne Bridge somewhere in a building downtown. My brain is picturing this image.
Yeah, I can see that too.
so triptychs can be done with traditional painting and drawing methods like graphite drawings, charcoal, sketches, animation frames. I've seen some really cute animation frames where like a little story is happening in 3 parts.
Yeah.
You can do oil painting, acrylic, watercolor, mixed media, encaustic, digital art prints. Anything that you can put on a canvas can be done in triptych. Any subject matter too. It doesn't matter. It
like
can be
panoramic photograph.
A panoramic photograph is a really good example. Because it's expensive to print off one big long photograph or have that made when you can chop it up into 3 pieces.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I think it would. I've seen it done. It's great. And any subject matter, this is what's great. You can do still life, you can do landscape, you can do portrait, you can do abstract, collage. It doesn't matter. Like, your subject matter, it works with anything.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
And fiber art,
Oh,
sculpture,
yeah.
like anything can be done in triptych. So I think like paper
Ooh.
quilling, paper
just thought of
cut art, like
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
Like a serpent coming in and out of your wall.
Yeah.
That could be like the tail's one, the body is one, and the head is one.
That's kind of great.
That would be neat.
That would be really neat.
I want that one.
Assemblages and dioramas. Like I've seen actually a lot of dioramas done like that, where you are little assemblages where, you know,
a scene,
and there's some neat fiber. So I want us all, when we're talking about this, to kind of get into the mind frame of making my dog stop barking.
Mm-hmm.
What is that squeaking? Because it must be the garbage truck. But it needs some fucking lube in something.
Yeah.
It needs some lube up in there.
It's upsetting Doodah's little ears.
Hey, Doodah, why don't you come in here with Mommy? Quit giving me your toofuses. Show me all his teeth. Show me his teeth like a crazy dog. Have y'all seen my dog's underbite?
So cute.
It's nuts. Jewelry. I've seen triptych jewelry. I didn't realize I'd seen triptych jewelry, but I've seen lockets that like open in the center.
Oh, yeah.
So you have 3 pictures.
Cute.
I'm going to have to hold on for 1 minute.
Would even like 3 shapes be like...
Well, yeah. Like even like you see the triple moon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's technically like a triptych because it's 3 separate pieces. So,
Okay.
and you can break these up. So I saw some really cool digital art shit too. So when you're doing a triptych, I think it takes a little bit of planning.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like when you have a big idea, it's a little bit easier to tackle in 3 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I ended up doing the series that I did. That it was the triptych, the way that I did it. It just feels less daunting.
Like this serpent that's in my mind
Yeah.
right now that I'm
Like
thinking,
if you did that in one huge
paper
piece,
mache?
it would be really overwhelming.
Yeah.
But if you break it up into 3, then you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. I can get it doesn't, like, I don't know, because I have a hard time not keeping my eye on the finished product and the bigger picture. So when at the beginning of a project, sometimes I feel so wholly overwhelmed when I'm doing this thing, but then I'm thinking about what it's going to be when it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're like, sometimes I stop working on pieces because I get so like, oh, this is just not like what I am currently looking at is not what's in my head, is what's the end product, like the result of the, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like breaking it up into chunks or steps is easier. And when you're doing triptych, that is like the perfect way to break some things up like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I touched on this a little bit. So you can have one, like an image, like of the bridge. Like say you took a picture of the bridge. I've seen a lot of triptychs lately of the new bridge. What is that called again? The Tillicum Bridge.
Tillicum.
We have a new bridge in Portland, people. If you haven't heard of it, it's really cool.
I need to go walk across it at some point.
Let's do it, because I've been waiting for my husband to walk across it with me, and he's like, murmur. So let's walk across it together.
Yeah.
It is a pedestrian and public transportation only. Pedestrian,
and
bicycle,
bikes. Yeah,
and public transportation only. So I don't know that buses go on it, but the Max goes on it, right?
I think buses too.
Two
maybe.
buses, because that's going to be part of the Max line that goes into Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So we have Max is our public transportation system. It's like the BART in brain fart, San Francisco.
Yeah.
The Bay Area. I was just thinking the other day, total sidebar, but I was watching something where like it was news footage of subway tunnel being flooded, and I'm so fucking glad that none of our trains go underground.
That's terrifying.
Well, that's not true. We do have a little like section that goes underground. Like,
yeah, we do.
To the zoo.
Yeah.
But we don't have a subway system. It's not under the street.
Except remember we had the flooding on Powell and the Max went through it and the water was coming up in the train.
Because the Max driver should have fucking stopped.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah. Everyone's like, whoa, getting up on the seats.
Yeah, because he shouldn't have gone there.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. I think that the Max driver was smoking a little something. I don't know.
It's legal now.
Yeah, but I bet you they still have to pee in a cup.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't want my bus drivers being all stone driving because
No.
it's bad enough as it is.
Yeah.
Scary. But yeah, so take the picture of the Tillicum Bridge. That's the point that I was making before I got on my sidebar. You can take the panoramic or one long picture and then physically cut that picture into thirds.
Mm-hmm. Your printer could probably do that, right? Or your software.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
yeah, to print something.
But or even if you're painting something, like if you can just paint it in thirds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do your drawing in thirds. So there's that method. Or you can do, I have actually seen smaller triptychs, but longer paintings that have been framed in such a way it's one painting, but the matting breaks it into thirds.
Oh.
So that it's not, I mean, I don't know what's behind the matting. Maybe they don't fill it all the way through, or maybe it's a little sketch to make sure everything lines up right. I feel like I'm totally brain farting what I'm trying to talk about here. This is what happens when I take actual physical notes, because then I feel like I should be reading them. I guess I already covered this. It can be done in thirds. You can cut the image in thirds. Yeah, I was going to make a point, but then I got all fucking sidetracked about bridges.
That's my bad. Sorry.
So some of the cool shit that you see as far as triptychs, like online and on Pinterest, one of my favorite things that I've noticed is I really like home decor that brings the outside in. Mm-hmm. And I've seen a really cool way to do triptychs is like with branches.
Yeah.
Like they've cut people. Like, I'm trying to find this. Let me find the specific one that I want to show.
I'm imagining like a telephone wire with birds like cut into
totally.
3 or something.
That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you look at, cut it into 3 in your mind right now. Like just walking down the street. You're looking at something. Go boom, boom, boom. It can be cut into 3. Mm-hmm. And actually, I have this cute little, I didn't even think about it. You said birds and it reminded me.
Yeah.
I have these
you
cute
have a triptych
little,
right there.
Yeah, my friend Jenny Lee did.
It's mini too.
They're little ornaments, but I hung them on my wall. They're little teeny. I'm gonna take a picture of them because they're so cute.
Yeah.
But she did little cardinals on a tree branch in triptychs.
Yeah.
With little snowy background.
So cute.
It is. Oh my god! And here, oh my god, Lonnie, somebody did cookies.
Oh.
That are. I don't know, man. You see all those artful cookies?
Yeah.
I couldn't eat that cookie. No. Could you eat that cookie?
Well, probably. I like cookies.
I don't know. I would feel really bad about eating that cookie.
I don't know.
It was so pretty. We're looking at on our Pinterest board. There's a picture of a cookie that is like, it's a triptych, and it's a cherry blossom. It's like a branch with cherry blossoms on it. Pretty. It's so beautiful. Oh, like okay, so paper cut art. When you cut the silhouettes.
Oh yeah, okay, I've seen that too. Oh, that's pretty. Like a bamboo.
Someone did it. Yeah, a bamboo. It's stalks of bamboo in 3 different frames, but it's just a silhouette cut out. Like
that'd look really pretty.
Literally anything
in your house.
can be done. Oh, and another big thing for triptychs. This just reminded me of, the room dividers that fold into 3.
Yeah.
A lot of people use them, especially when you have like a studio apartment or a smaller space that you want to break up, but you don't want a huge wall. You could paint something really cool on that and make it a really cool
the big
triptych.
Flower one I have in our laundry room.
It's cute. I think that things like triptychs and stuff get a bad rap, partially because they get very formulaic. Like, it's a formula. You hang 3 things on, you hang them on your wall in a horizontal line. Whatever. People are like, that's simple and easy, blah, blah, blah,
that's
whatever.
Cool, though.
But if you look at, like I was saying, you don't have to hang them. They don't have to be the same size. They don't have to be hung in a line.
That's really pretty.
Like there's some that are hung
like
offset from each other. Yeah, and there are 2 smaller ones and a larger one in the middle, and it follows the shape of this tree branch or Lonnie's serpent, perhaps.
Yeah.
When I said that, I just got the picture of that big snake thing on Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm imagining a little bit.
You're kind of funny. That's a weird painting.
It is.
But I like it.
Yeah.
It's done in triptych. So do you have any in your house that you like thinking about it?
No.
Except for your screen.
I have that screen. Yeah, but I don't think so. No. But I'll make one someday. Maybe.
That's what I was talking about for jewelry with the pendant that opens up like that. And I swear to you, okay, I am having the weirdest memory and it's driving me crazy of a ring that I had as a kid that opened up like that.
Wow.
And had a little, I don't know where I got it.
To
Well, I
put
want
in
a
some-
poison ring. Don't even get me started on that shit. I wouldn't really poison someone.
Right.
But no, it was like a little, I remember, and maybe it wasn't a ring. Maybe I just remember holding it in my hand or something, but it was a little metal thing and you opened it up and it had like a little
wardrobe would open or something.
Yeah, and it had like a teddy bear and like little kid things in it. But it's driving me crazy. It was pewter.
Huh.
So it was probably cheap. I don't know. It's making me insane though. And now there's like, must have been really little. Like, I don't know. I can't go back in time and say.
I had this Fonzie ring that I still miss.
Fonzie ring?
Yeah.
You had a Fonzie ring?
Yeah, and I lost it.
I want a Fonzie ring. Was it like a metal? Was it like his face?
It was like
plastic?
a metal ring,
Tell me
but
about
then it had like a photo of him going, "Hey." It was
Lonnie.
awesome, and
I'm making you a
fucking
Fonzie
lost
ring
it.
for Christmas.
Yeah, it was like under a yeah, anyway. Fuck. It's gone. Sad.
You're funny.
Never forget. Never forget.
Man, I have a hard time with him now because he's an old man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Henry Winkler, because
yeah.
the Fonz was one of my first TV crushes ever. Because the Fonz.
Hey.
But I also liked, was it Richie?
Yeah.
He was cute in a squeaky clean kind of way.
Yeah.
Then, there was the whole Chachi thing.
I had a thing for Chachi. Bad.
Until he was Chachi in charge or Charles in charge or what the fuck ever.
I liked that show.
Maybe
I'm the only person in America
I don't
that
know.
liked that
I
show.
didn't like Joni Loves Chachi. I didn't watch that. I don't think it lasted very long.
I think I was jealous of Joni, yeah, because
she had Chachi. And he was mini Fonzie. He was closer to my own age.
Yeah.
Who's now supporting
it
Donald Trump. So.
Oh, that's right. Oh, shit.
I don't need to know these things. But
I forgot about that.
Zentangles, done in 3. I'm getting all kinds of ideas for the mail art group.
Yeah.
Because, so people do these little shrine cards that fold open, and I thought it would be really cool to do that for, as artist trading cards, or
that's pretty.
If you're very technical about artist trading cards, they can only be, some people have a big old stick up their badonkadunk about that shit. Like they don't, like they're raw.
That's why I'm intimidated by them.
By artist trading cards?
Yeah.
No, the only thing that they're assholes about is that you do it in the shape. That they have to be the same size as baseball cards.
Okay.
And if you do them in another shape, some people get really like,
that's not an art. Yeah, that's something else. What?
I'm like, you're going to walk really funny with this little card up your butthole.
It's
It's going to be very uncomfortable for you.
I put it in the spokes of my bike tire.
I'm going to feel, right? Make your
And
bicycle
peel
sound
out.
like a motorcycle.
That's right.
Suck it, bitch. Eat my gravel dust. Now I want to do that.
I
on my
love
bicycle.
doing that.
We used to also smash soda cans onto our bike tire.
Oh, that must have been loud.
It was like,
What?
it really made a more like
Whoa.
dirt bikey motorcycle sound. Like it was really great. You just smash a pop can on there.
Onto your tire?
Yeah, around the tire. You just push it down and squeeze it, and then it would squeeze on there, and it would make a
Clink, 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 clink.
yeah. And then that way, when it rained, it didn't get soggy and quit making the noises.
See, now with all these gift cards these days. You
Oh,
could do
gift
that
cards
with
are a
your
good
old
idea
gift
too.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then they
Oh, look
wouldn't-
at silly me. I use them to scrape paint and stuff.
Well,
in my
yeah.
studio,
There's
but
all you could put them in your spokes.
I don't even. I'm talking like I have a bicycle. I don't. I do want a tricycle though.
Yes.
I want a grown-up tricycle. I can't ride a bicycle anymore because I fall down.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried, but it's not something that I want to test out. I mean, I'm just imagining the balance issues are going to
Oh.
make
Yep.
bicycles not a thing.
That is beautiful, though.
I
like
know.
that idea.
I'm trying to show Lottie this thing. Maybe we could do triptych cards or something
Yeah.
for our mail art group. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I know Lonnie ignores
There's
the
probably
mailer group now.
I know, I'm such a jerk. I'm always maybe there's a template somewhere for a triptych card.
Oh yeah, you can. I'm sure I'll make one and put it up there if you want. Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I discovered this artist. I have his name. Where the fuck is it? This artist does. I'm sorry, I just saw this and got totally reminded of it, and now I don't know where I should have put him in bold. Where is he? Oh, okay. He is a German-based street photographer. I'm gonna hack his name because I'm not good at pronouncing names that are not English names. Like, I'm sorry, it's Addy Adesokan. What is that? Addy. It's ADDE.
Yeah, I don't know.
ADESOKAN. I am going to post a link to his website on our blog, but he did a series of strangers on the street, and then he put them together in triptych to kind of display their personalities, and they're so fucking amazing. They're hilarious and cute.
Oh my gosh.
And so
awesome.
funny,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh my god. They're awesome.
Wow.
It's just
That kind of
they make me happy.
Yeah.
Like, they make me very happy to look at. They're
so
just
cute. Yeah.
It's like he enlarges different parts of the photo. So he takes like a close up of the face and then something from the midsection of the body. Like the one that I'm showing Lonnie right now, this old man is holding a fiddle. And so that is really blown up. And then his feet are probably disproportionately smaller than the rest of them, but it's all put together in 3 pieces
I love
vertically.
that. Yeah.
And they're just amazing. Like, they're amazing. And speaking of digital art, I've seen a couple of really cool things that are done in Photoshop triptych wise. And you take one image, but this artist cuts the midsection out and flips it upside down and puts it back in. And he does a lot of landscapes. So it'll be like an ocean scene with the blue sky above, but then it's flipped in the middle with the blue sky below and the ocean scene above. And it goes together seamlessly, and it's really fucking cool.
Wow.
So there's a lot of stuff that you can do with pictures of your artwork in Photoshop later, or photos that you've taken, to make them triptychs all in one frame. Like, I think that's really important to remember, to not limit yourself by the medium or by the technique.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what that's what mixed media art's all about. That's what the show is all about, is like getting out of your comfort zone and actually becoming comfortable.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
With just, that's the piece of artwork I was telling you about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really neat. And like, you guys are going to have to go to the Pinterest board for this episode, even if you don't normally check out our Pinterest board, because there's some really fucking cool stuff.
I've seen this one a lot with the branches.
with the branches. So they've taken an empty frame and put, it looks like ash branches inside of it, and they've just made it kind of so you start at the bottom where it branches out, and then the next frame up shows it branching out even more, and then the top frame, it has branched out even farther. It's really cool. And this is an inexpensive way to get a piece of artwork in your living room that will take up the big giant empty space over your sofa or over your mantle. Or I don't know if you watch Penny Dreadful, but that's fucking awesome.
Wow.
The drawing of one of the ladies on the show, Vanessa. It's creepy, but it's done in triptych, but it's really cool. And you should be watching Penny Dreadful.
I know.
It's very good. It's on the Netflix.
I like the octopus.
This is what I was talking about, and I normally see...
Oh, that's within a frame. I see. Okay.
And the frame, so the matting has broken it up. And I normally try to stay away from posting items for sale on our Pinterest board, but this was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's an octopus, and it looks like a painting, maybe a watercolor painting or a charcoal drawing.
Washed wood.
Okay. And it's done in one piece, and then the matting separates it out. So, and it is for sale, but who knows if it's even still available.
Right. Yeah.
For sale. I just really wanted to use it as an example because I thought it was really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, triptychs, guys. I don't know. Oh, that's another thing that you can like. I like that triptychs can show like a process.
Yes.
They can show. They can help depict emotion, like physical motion. They can. I think that they can be very stirring emotionally too. You can see like 3 different faces, like 3 different emotions, or I don't know. I think that they stir a lot of emotion.
Changing of seasons.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. They depict the passage of time. And like this one, it shows like a cup of coffee, someone pouring cream into the coffee, and then the changing color. I don't know. It's really cool. You wouldn't think that fucking pouring cream into coffee could be artistic and interesting. But yeah, this is something
they're calling this an artist trading card. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
They are beautiful. They're amazing. I think that we'll have to do that. I'm gonna put some triptych stuff into. Lonnie and I have been pushing. We each pushed the same button 3 times before we got the fucking picture to do what we wanted it to do.
Isn't that amazing technology? Yeah, they're colors, 3 colors. Yeah. Yep, so cool. I like them.
Guys, have you guys done cryptics? A cryptic triptych.
Ooh.
Do a cryptic triptych. Now I can't even. Now I can't say those words.
Trippy dude.
You're a dork.
I know. I'm a product of the 90s.
Oh,
sorry.
So am I. You're good. We have some good tutorials about doing triptychs and some ideas for triptychs and some examples and inspiration on our Pinterest board. And you guys should go there. We're 2 Artsy Gals there. I kind of think that they're a little bit self-explanatory, and that like once you know that what a triptych is, like I don't think that you need much instruction.
Yeah.
I really don't. I feel like you can just kind of go do your thing.
Yeah.
We want to see if you guys did some triptychs too. Have you done it?
Yeah.
Send us pictures. Send them to 2artsygals@gmail.com. I know I say this at the beginning of the show, but we don't get very many projects shared with us anymore. I think it would be cool to see.
Yeah. I like seeing people's stuff that they make.
Me too. And I like sharing it. We don't have to share it. If you just want to show us, just say, don't show this on your website. We won't. We'll talk about it though. We'll say this person did a cool thing. And you're lucky. Or you suck because you can't see it. Look at that one, Lonnie.
That's one. See, I feel like I've seen that before. Like a lot.
Birds. We're talking about Birds on a
Wire.
Wasn't that a really lame movie with Mel Gibson in it?
Probably. I remember seeing ads for it.
That crazy motherfucker was on the Today Show today. I didn't realize we were letting him speak publicly again. He was talking about a movie he produced.
Oh.
He looks like a crazy old wild man from the bush.
Oh, no.
Like he's not even... I don't know, Mel Gibson.
Something happened.
I don't know, man. He just kind of turned me off with the whole weird, crazy Jew rant.
Yeah.
Because that was not cool, Mel Gibson. Not cool at all.
Nope.
It's kind of an asshole. Now, this is right up my alley, Lonnie.
Ooh.
Because it's displayed, it's an assemblage displayed as a triptych, and it's got creepy fairy things in it.
That's really cool.
Which has actually given me some ideas. I have some ideas, Lonnie. This has given me lots of ideas. Oh my God, if only I had the time to do all the ideas in my brain.
I know. I'm having that problem so bad right now.
Makes me so frustrated. I want to do all the things.
I'm sad about the mail art group, but it's just like,
you
there's all these other things that
You're doing other stuff, man. It's all right. It's all right, man. Okay, guys. I think that's it for triptychs. I do.
They're cool.
They're fucking awesome, and they're not.
Three is the magic number.
Oh man, now 3 it's a magic number.
Yep.
It'll be stuck in my head. And oddly, the version that's stuck in my head is the Blind Melon version of that song, not the Schoolhouse Rock version of that song. So
or the Art Simon and Garfunkel. Or,
They do it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, man. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to look it up now. All right. Next week, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about raffia. What the fuck that shit's all about. What the hell is raffia?
Yeah.
We'll tell you.
Okay.
Lonnie's stuck on her phone now.
I know. I'm
She's
looking
gonna
at
forget to
triptych
tell.
sculptures.
Oh. Hey, you know another thing that's triptych?
What?
The monkeys. No, the See No Evil.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the band.
No, those guys. There's more than 3 of them.
The Hear No, See No
See Evil, Speak No Evil, Hear No Evil, guys. That's a triptych.
It is.
All right. Until next week, go make some cool shit in 3s, yo.
Do it now, now, now.
That was clever, Lonnie.
Wah, wah. Good morning, Katie. This is your friend. I'm recording on the new Tascam. I'm trying to figure out what the buttons do, but every once in a while I take a break to poo.